As autumn sets in at home and the temperature begins to fall, what could be nicer than to sail south in search of the sun? I've joined the Hebridean Sky for a few days of her last cruise of the summer in Europe before she heads out to Antarctica. Carrying just over 100 passengers, she has an ever-smiling crew of over 70 looking after your every need. The public areas on board Hebridean Sky include the main gathering point of the club bar, the lounge where lectures and briefings are held, the well-stocked library, and the restaurant. Out on deck, there's plenty of space to walk around, sit and read, or sunbathe up on the top deck. And there's also the Lido for alfresco dining whenever the weather allows. The atmosphere on board is friendly, relaxed, and very informal. Passengers soon get to know each other.
If you're doing a fly drive type holiday, you get in the car, you drive off, you speak to people at reception at a hotel, and that's it. With this, you were speaking to like-minded people in the main. It's just very, very sociable. It's like a house party.
Well, everybody's got different backgrounds, and they're all here for the same reason. They're here to see something new, something different, just enjoy themselves, and that's good fun.
Yeah, floating five-star hotel.
It's a floating five-star hotel that follows you around. It's wonderful.
Lovely though the ship is, in truth, these cruises are more about the destinations they can take you to, as cruise director Neil Horrocks explains.
The destinations play a key part. We have some passengers who don't really mind where one of the sky ships is going, but go on holiday at the same time every year. But then the majority of passengers are very much, they want to go and see these places. They want to get closer to the ports. They want to visit ports that other cruise lines can't get to. And one of the key parts is that we don't just turn up in a place and do like other ships do, which is the standard coach tour, take a photo, come back. We very much want to be inventive and to bring the ports alive.
And that's such an important point in these days of over-tourism, that accessing small ports and going to different places.
Yes, we're often very much more welcomed. I've had cases with this ship, with the Serenissima, with other Noble Caledonia ships, where we've been lauded as being the largest ship that's ever visited. And we're like, we are? You know, normally we're tiny. So it's wonderful. There's many places I know around the world where they're so pleased to see us because we also give to the local economy and the local community. We try and involve ourselves in what's going on, and we see ourselves as just adding to the local scene rather than taking anything away from it.
Although by no means compulsory, excursions are offered in every port and included in the cost of the cruise.
We are going to Coimbra, the most famous university town in Portugal.
Tour content will vary, but generally include visits to historical or cultural sites with free time afterwards. They're also escorted by the Noble Caledonia team, who take on a number of roles depending on the nature of the cruise.
We may drive Zodiacs one day, or we may give a presentation on a subject of interest or relevant to the area where we're going, or we'll be helping ashore, either with language interpretation. Some of us speak French, Spanish, Portuguese. So we work very closely with local experts, local guides, people who are very knowledgeable of the areas, of the cities, the towns, the museums that we visit. And not just experts, but they are local residents. So they'll give you that first-hand what it's like to live in these beautiful places that we get to visit.
When you've been ashore, it's lovely to return to your air-conditioned cabin, serviced twice a day by housekeeping and always spotless. Well, this is my cabin on deck 4, and this is a premium suite. Lovely large cabin, huge double bed, which I can vouch for the fact is extremely comfortable, a lovely seating area, big picture window. But what I like most of all is the fact that there is tons of storage space. I've got my own walk-in wardrobe, and there are no fewer than 40 hangers in here. And there's lots of little thoughtful extras as well, especially in the bathroom. It's complimentary toiletries, and again, tons of storage space. One thing I particularly like, and was great to see, is the refillable water bottles.
The cabins are particularly spacious. The ones on the upper 2 decks have balconies, which is a bonus in warm weather. But no matter which you choose, all the cabins are equipped to the same high standard and furnished in similar style. Another aspect of the cruise is the lecture programme. Professor Barry Cunliffe was one of 2 lecturers on this cruise.
For a lot of my life, I was the Professor of European Archaeology at Oxford, and I've been invited on this cruise to give a series of talks to help the passengers understand some of the places they're going to and the broader historical context.
And clearly your lectures are going down very well. You always seem to have a crowd of people around you asking questions. How have you found it, being on board?
Oh, it's fantastic. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. There's a huge amount of expertise on board, people who've come from all walks of life, and they can feed into the discussion and the questions.
This is a nice space, isn't it, for lecturing?
Oh, it's a lovely space. It's as most ships, it's a fairly low space, but it's compensated for by having these 2 screens, which is wonderful. It means wherever you sit, you can see a screen very clearly. Yeah. It's really very, very comfortable and very congenial to lecture in.
Hebridean Sky, along with sister ships Island Sky and Caledonian Sky, are the 3 Noble Caledonia flagships, and they really are a trusted trio when it comes to small ship destination cruising. For many passengers, they've become something like a second home. Between them, they're cruising the globe, offering fascinating itineraries, thoughtful lecture programmes, and above all else, the key ingredient, like-minded company.
As we cruised further south, the winds dropped and the temperature soared, giving us gorgeous sunsets and fun evenings dining out on deck. And if you're up early, sunrise is pretty special too. My time on board came to an end as we cruised up the River Tagus, arriving into Lisbon in perfect conditions.